he basically used that and fled into America to try to get away from that life of being an agent, man. That's why he was like, Stetzlis Tel Aviv Abib. Yeah, how's your son Noah? That's what that nigga was. Like, how's Noah? How's Noah? You know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about how all that shit, basically when I looked it up, I'm like, God damn, this nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why I could beat it off the deep end. This nigga touching some personal buttons, man. You know what I'm saying? It could be lost. It don't mind it either.
No.
That nigga, every interview, he like, fuck y'all niggas. I'll do it again. You know, fuck that money. I just want to beat that nigga and beat everybody up around him. You know?
Say he'll pay that nigga whatever he missing out on, he said he'll pay it.
Yeah.
He ain't worried about it.
Yeah, he ain't worried about it. He did that for Mother Russia.
He said, I'll talk to your dad, make sure your dad don't come down too hard on you.
Yeah. Did that for Mother Russia, nigga. You know? Yeah, I'll get back in that. Oh, is that into that?
That's a little bit more to this paragraph. It says, the CFR publishes the bi-monthly journal Foreign Affairs and runs the David Rockefeller Studies Program, which influences foreign policy by making recommendations to the presidential administration and diplomatic community.
So they're basically the ones controlling the president's actions, saying, go here, go build a wall, go and put sanctions on Iran, and go start beefing with Russia. You know, go into the Gulf Sea, the Asian Sea, and fight. Just put your ship over there. The president's like, all right, you know.
It says, which influences foreign policy by making recommendations to the presidential administration and diplomatic community, testifying before Congress, interacting with media, and publishing on foreign policy issues.
Yep. So they're the ones behind the government, man. They're the ones that's influencing the government. They are the ones that care not who makes the laws, as long as they got control of the money. All right. And that shit is sitting there in New York City and DC, like, that been probably in a building like that, man. They like to put shit in buildings like that, you know, like, no, this is an art building, I believe, or something like that. But they'll put shit in buildings, a simple ass building like that, and have you thinking, oh, that's some regular ass shit or regular ass building. It be going down in that motherfucker, man, like full flats.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yep. Hiding in plain sight, man. You know? Niggas are making it, they just build them bank buildings just to show you their power, man. That's all them bank buildings for, because you don't need all them fools for nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is it?
How many niggas do you need? You need about at least 100 niggas. I say about a strong 2,000, you know what I'm saying? But that big ass building in downtown Omaha, that's the biggest building in Omaha. It's like that for a reason, man. It's Esau, man. You know, they like to leave, like I said in Wisdom of Solomon, they like to leave
tokens and shit.
Tokens of themselves. You know what I'm saying? We basically saying that they conquered this place, man. You know? First National conquered this place. That's basically what it's telling you. Who else do you think bigger than them?
Where they building?
Yeah, where they building? Let's look for the building and it'll tell you, man.
You see that motherfucker from out west?
Yeah. The Twin Towers, man. You know, that's why it's so big, man. They build it. They build up to the heavens, going back to Babylon and all that. Esau ain't nothing but a fucking a thief of culture, man. You know, I was watching a video on I think it was C-SPAN the other day, talking about democracy. You know what I'm saying? And the art of democracy, like building the government for the people. That concept came from I forgot the indigenous group, but the natives in New York and stuff, the Mohawks, and it was like 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? And they had a central one. Basically, they took all the kings and made them have a treaty, but they had this one king and one chief that was the most vile and ruthless of all the other 5, all the 5. And in order to get him, they hired hired this woman, and they said the woman represents justice and judgment. You know what I'm saying? They hired her to calm that chief down. Once she calmed him down, they gave that woman the power to choose who would be the ruler, and they gave him power to take away the ruler. You know what I'm saying? And she chose the most vile guy. She calmed him down and made him the chief, and then put all of them in unity. And it was they call it the Longhouse, which they discuss world events or you know, the events for all their tribes, man. And that came from that democracy, and Esau weaponized it, man. You know, as usual. You know. But that's it. That's all. I got more than Revelation.
No, that was it too. Second Ezra 13 and 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had great himself a great mountain and flew up upon it.
That great mountain is talking about the chariot. And you know, through the Spirit, Apostle Jahar was talking about it may be just one chariot that we're all delivered in. And that's the chariot that it's speaking of. It is talking about a great mountain. Go ahead, I'm not going to drink it down.
But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
That's right. He said, now I would have seen the edge of it. I would have seen about exactly how big it was, but I couldn't. You just look up and it says chariot from the north to the south to the east to the west. No sun. It's just chariot.
Flat earthers, they meeting another flat earth. Oh shit, we about to crash.
That's a hell of a chariot right there, boy.
And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
That's right. They were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Okay, so
that go back to that Independence Day. That go back to a lot of things, but they're programming people to fight aliens, and that's what make, because you got to make a person believe and fight for something. They're gonna be fighting for America, you know. They're gonna fight for patriotism, and that's why they be engraving all this patriotism into people, man. That's why Trump exists. The better humans see, we need to come together. We're too separated, and they're gonna fight the Lord, man. They're gonna be scared when they see a chariot, and you know, and let's see, you know, a blast of heat. You know what I'm saying? But then they're gonna say, oh, we got our military might. You know?
no.
Said, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
That's right, man. So like I said before, that concentrated heat, a laser for, you know, lack of a better term, or some type of incendiary device was let out, and it put everything to flame, man. Everything to stubble. Just like it say in Peter's, the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That fervent heat is gonna fuck them elements up.
As going back to that movie Independence Day with Will Smith. That motherfucker sat over the White House, charged up, and blasted. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing they could do. You know? And it charged up and blasted, but Esau tried to make it like it's something they could do and shit, and fly in the belly of it, and no.
As it's shooting out though.
Yeah.
It's gonna disintegrate that baby ass jet.
And that nuke.
Good night.
Night nuke.
Night nuke.
All that's gonna go, man. You know?
And like the brother was saying, the reason why they put it in movies is because when you see something, when something's visual, it resonates with you more. You can hear something, you might forget it, but if you see something and you hear it, you know, especially if you see it or you hear it more than 3 times, it's gonna stick with you. Whether it's in the back of your mind or in the forefront, it's gonna resonate with you.
Become part of your subconscious.
Exactly.
You learn things in threes, you know. That's why they got lights the way they got them. You know, red light, green light, yellow light, green light. Because you can put a whole bunch of lights that mean something, but really after the 4th one, you just like, yeah, it's fucking too many lights, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of you know, corporations have things in threes because it helps you remember them. It's not like that solely, but it, you know, it's like that. Captain Crunch cereal. You know, that's just how it is. But you remember Captain Crunch. The Captain Crunch cereal that tastes good. You gotta remember all that shit. You know.
Shit, even Captain Crunch got crunch berries, and they got the peanut butter crunch.
But yeah, but it's never past peanut butter. You know, they'll name all the berries. You know what I'm saying?
Captain Crunch. Yeah, because they got a box that say all berries, bro.
Yeah, all berries. It's all berries. Like, I'm not going to name all these berries. You just know it's all berries.
I've never seen a green berry. I've never seen a green berry, but that bitch is in there, though.
Yeah. It's not a berry, but
It's not.
it is berry.
They got some explaining.
You got some explaining to do. You know, but yeah, they know how to, like I was saying earlier, they know how to program people. So they know what colors stimulate you. You know what I'm saying? They know what sound stimulates you. You know?
Remember the scripture said he was wiser than Daniel.
So, but going back to those chariots, man, now there will be a lot of chariots, but there will be like one, it's going to be one, it's going to be one single chariot, you know, and look, there's only one, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's only going to be one single chariot, you know, because YAHAWASHI is coming back in his glory. You know, but it's gonna be thousands of chariots around. You know what I'm saying? There's chariots over us right now. Chariots assigned to us. You know what I'm saying? There's chariots that's for us. You know?
The first time he came, he was on an ass. You know what I'm saying? He coming back stunting like. So he coming back with his ride.
Tag.
What up? I don't know what that is. Oh, what up? I didn't know who you was, that bonnet on.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to go.
Family, man. It says, 2nd Ezra 13 and 11. And they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burnt them up everyone, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke.
That's right, it said an innumerable multitude. So that's seas of people and planes and, you know, fucking tanks, all they shit that they had lined up ready to go to war in an instant.
That's a different innumerable multitude than the one in Revelations. You know what I'm saying? Because people hear it, it's like you gotta read out the context. How the innumerable multitude gonna receive salvation at the same time get nuked to crisp? You know, like that innumerable multitude. There's an innumerable multitude that's in that was in the Old Testament with the Exodus of Egypt. That's not the same innumerable multitude that's in Revelations. Those are actually 3 different innumerable multitudes, but the one that exited Egypt is going to be the same one that's going to get fried. You know, in the coming of the chariots. Because that's what it literally means. An innumerable multitude is basically a bunch of niggas mixed up in it. But that innumerable multitude in Revelation is talking about is a bunch of Israelites that's following the prophets, man. You know, and it's always been like that when you go into the book of Acts. it was always groves and groves of people. When YAHAWASHI was ministering and doing the service, it was always groups and groups of people. Because he had to check him at one time and say, "Oh, you just came here for the bread and fish, man." You know? Like, you that dude that got doing the fish fries.
Got that fire salmon.
That's where the fish dinners came from. He probably had somebody stealing them or taking it and trying to sell plates. You know? Power plates came from, you know? I'm just joking.
This fresh YAHAWASHI's grill.
YAHAWASHI's grill. Kick that man dead in the ass. Chest hurts in the grease. Come on, fish, you dumb motherfucker. It's Jake though, but it's always been groups and droves and people, and you can see based off of the interactions when YAHAWASHI was crucified, how he got his tomb, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. And it was like the dude came from. When you read, it feel like the dude came from nowhere. I got the money, you know. No, he was a part of ministry. He was there listening at a point. He didn't just say, "Oh, I heard about him, I give him the money." He was like a person that followed. You know, he got like Nicodemus. You think Nicodemus just listened to him that night, and that was it? He just walked off praising and then went home and continued his day-to-day life? No, he listened to him. He was indoctrinated, and went home and had his family right.